87 days, baby. 87 days until college football. I looked up a couple things in reference to 87. I'll go with the positive first. 1987, the Miami Hurricanes win their second national championship over Oklahoma. That's the team that had Jimmy Johnson as their head coach, Michael Irvin as one of their wide receivers. It was a stacked team. Absolutely amazing. In honor of it being 87 days, I think we got to go to one of the classic teams, man.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And like you said, that team was absolutely loaded. And anytime you're beating Oklahoma in the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, you're beating a very good football team.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, this team at that era, I mean, they had the Schnellenberger years where they, won in 83 in the Rose Bowl. But in this era, you think about it, 86, they were in the national championship with Vinny Testaverde. Unfortunately, lost to Penn State. This year, they get in the national championship at 87, 88. They get the national championship, get the W. Jimmy Johnson gets the recognition that he so deserved. But then the following year, they got to play Notre Dame in the famous convicts versus Catholics versus convicts game where they just lose, just barely, and they miss the national championship. I mean, this team, you want to talk about a dynasty in the 80s. Miami, the U. That was a squad, man.
Yeah, well, and then, I mean, you look at some of the teams, just Miami in general has had, like, you think those early 2000s teams, late 90s, early 2000s, and just the amount of NFL talent that was on those teams. Like, you had 3 NFL running backs at one point. You had Ray Lewis. You had, just ridiculous. Unreal. Sean Taylor. Like, it's just, man, yeah. I hope Miami can get back to those days because that was a fun period of football.
Yeah. And that's the only thing that stinks about reminiscing about that is that you look at Miami now and it's just like, oh man, how far they have fallen, man. I mean, people and correct me if I'm wrong, but a lot of people regard that 2001 team, I think it is, as one of the greatest of all time. I mean, that team, like you said, was loaded top to bottom. I mean, every one of those players is having some kind of success or coaching or some influence in the NFL. And it's just a credit to them, man. It's the U, man.
Yeah, well, I mean, you look at it, they are listed right up there with that 06 Texas, that I think it's 2019 LSU team. Like, that Miami team is arguably the best college football team ever assembled.
Oh yeah. And it shows how many documentaries, how many 30 for 30s did they do on that team? You know what I mean? Come on now. So that is one of the little connections to the number 87.